what is the required notice that I must give my tenant that are renting my house to do an inspection or come by? Well, the landlord-tenant statute does give you the right to inspect your property that the tenant is residing there, and you need to give them reasonable notice. Well, what is reasonable notice? That's sort of like beauty. It's all in the eye of the beholder. I would suggest that you should probably give them at least 24 hours notice. How do you give them the notice? Well, how do you usually communicate to them? Do you text them? Do you call and leave a message? Do you call them or whatever? And it's just a matter of courtesy as far as doing that to let them know. You run into problems, however, and the tenant says, no, you can't come by, I've got pets, I don't want you there. You know, if I'm not there, all these are problematic. And so what your right is and what actually happens are two different things, so or it can be, and so the last thing you want to do is wind up having to confer with an attorney to be able to go in and inspect the property. So if I'm advising tenants, I suggest that they do let the landlord come in. If I'm advising the landlords, I suggest that they go ahead and reach out to the tenant and try and coordinate a time in which they can go by and go into the property. If the landlord does go into the property while the tenant is not there, I suggest that they possibly take someone with them so that they have a witness in the event the tenant then says, well, I'm missing this or I'm missing that. So just as a precautionary measure, if the landlord enters the premises while the tenant is not there, to have a witness as far as when and also what they observed, or as far as that's concerned, and also take pictures or video this whenever they make the visit. So although the statute says the landlord has the right of inspection, and I suggest they give reasonable notice, and how many days it may be specified in a lease or some other arrangement, but just trying to extend courtesy as to the tenant and respect their rights, and try to work with your tenant, and hopefully it doesn't become an issue as far as your rental arrangement, to the point where you can terminate the lease if they don't, or send them a notice that if they don't allow you possession or inspection within 7 days, then that you will terminate the lease. So if you have any other questions on that, well, give me a call at 727-847-2288.